First Samuel 18. So Saul, so I don't know when it said David finished talking with Saul, like it doesn't seem to be referring to the conversation where Saul was asking who David was. I'm not sure what conversation it was referring to, but Jonathan was probably there. It's kind of interesting that it said Jonathan became one spirit with David, one in spirit. Like, I don't know how you can do that, but the Bible said that. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe like because he loved him as he loved himself, like they had this really strong friendship where they understood each other. Maybe like soul, like friends or something like that. I'm not sure. But so from that day, Saul kept David with him and did not let him return home to his family. So before, when David was playing the lyre to Saul, then Saul let David go to and fro, but not anymore. And then Jonathan made a covenant with David, probably a friendship. Like in Asian culture, like there's this thing where called like sworn brothers, where you're not biologically involved, but you're like sworn brothers to each other. So maybe it's something like that. And then, so whatever mission Saul sent him on, David was successful. And then, so right here, the men were returning home after David has killed a Philistine. And then they sang this rephrase that caused Saul to be very angry and kept a close eye on David. And it's interesting that it says the evil spirit from God came forcefully. So like there's sometimes that it's not forceful and there's sometimes it's forceful. I'm not exactly sure what that meant. It's also interesting that Saul was prophesying in his house when the evil spirit came forcefully. So what does prophesying in his house mean? Maybe like reading scripture? I'm not sure how that works. I don't understand what that really means. But then the evil spirit from God, and then he hurled the spear at David. It's kind of weird, like how this played out. But that is really weird. But David eluded him. So like I don't have a clear understanding of how all this plays out, but I know it happened because the Bible recorded it. And like the Bible doesn't give us all the details, it just like kind of summarize. So that's what happened. But then Saul wanted like to use marriage to cause David to be killed by the Philistine, but but that didn't happen. And his second daughter, actually is in love with David also, Michal. And verse 28 said that when Saul realized that the Lord was with David and that his daughter Michal loved David, Saul became still more afraid of him, and he remained his enemy the rest of his days. So despite all of this, God helped David to be successful, and his name became well known. Very, very troubling.